Raoul. I'm gonna give because Leon had commented here, and I know for on your time, this is the last question, and then we're gonna roll it out with the song. But Leon just has a quick macro question for you, Raoul. So I'm gonna let him up because I get a good question for you. Leon, are you there? Can you hear us?
GM, everyone.
Good
Yes.
morning, brother.
Hey, Raul. A huge fan. Followed you for years. Love the content and everything you do for the community, crypto at large. Yeah, just a huge fan. Uh, I have a question. So we all follow kind of like the 4 year cycle in crypto, and there's various theses on what you can drives that. But in your opinion, what would it take? What kind of shifts would have to occur in the business cycle, macro, geopolitics, whatever, to kind of break the 4 year cycle and we enter something new? Um, yeah, like a new sort of crypto macro.
Yeah. So if you just break it down to what is happening, what's causing the cycle, it's been caused by refinancing of debts because economic growth isn't fast enough. So either somehow magically we pay off debts, that's not going to happen, or we grow so fast that we don't need to debase currency. Now that's what, and Scott Bessent, the new Treasury Secretary, who's somebody I've known for 20 odd years, has said is like, the only way of getting out of this is trying to grow our way out. So let's try and do that. Does that change, mute this cycle? I doubt it. But that's what they're going to try and do. The last group of governments all tried to use immigration, and they managed to increase populations in all of the major countries. But then you had the political backlash, and it didn't really drive economic growth in the way that they hoped it would. So next step is, okay, let's deregulate, let's try and create growth that way. So look, there's an outside chance that something happens there. If the dollar keeps getting stronger, it will destroy this cycle. But generally speaking, again, if you listen to the new economic powers that be, they all want to weaken the dollar. So I don't see anything changing it. What I do see changing it is by 2030, the disruptive effects of AI means we end up with an infinite population because productive people are either knowledge workers or physical workers, and AI replaces knowledge workers and robots replace physical workers. So we can have an infinite sized workforce over time. So that will definitely change the cycle. So this is probably the second to last cycle in this way that we know it. I kind of err towards the next cycle being the kind of gigantic bubble cycle when everybody realizes what is going on. Not this cycle. This cycle may end up being quite wild, but I doubt it's that. But the next time around, I think people will be scrambling to realize that they've got to invest in their own demise. So I don't see anything dramatically changing it. If there's one easy thing to look at, really, we need the dollar weaker or at least not going up. If that continues to go up, then we're going to have a different set of problems. But again, a lot of the answers to the problems is printing more money. If you want to weaken the dollar, print more money. If you want to stop interest rates rising, well, you can do quantitative easing or you can do yield curve control. So I don't really see the route out yet. You know, these governments and the central banks aren't stupid, however much crypto Twitter and macro Twitter would like to say that they're stupid, they're not. It's a very difficult set of circumstances when the world is 400% of GDP in debt. We've got here because of these aging populations, and that aging population is not going to change. We're not suddenly going to have a gazillion kids that are going to come into the workforce. So this is a real structural secular trend that is almost impossible to fight over an extended period of time.
Big ramen to that.
Thank you.
Big ramen to that. Quick Vishnu prayer before we